has had quite the week. She's calling out Alex Cooper. She kicked a fan out of her show.
In a world built on perfection, she dared to be loud, unapologetically loud. With her neon bows, rainbow outfits, and unstoppable smile, JoJo Siwa burst into pop culture like a glitter storm no one saw coming. To millions of kids, she was energy, confidence, and light. To critics, she was a marketing machine too bright to be real. But behind the sparkle and sequins, there was something deeper. A girl growing up under the spotlight, learning who she was while the world watched every step. From the chaos of reality TV to the stages of global tours, JoJo's story isn't just about fame. It's about identity, rebellion, and what it truly costs to stay authentic in an industry that rewards conformity. So how did a girl from Omaha, Nebraska, with nothing but a dream, a dance routine, and a bow, become one of the most polarizing icons of her generation? JoJo Siwa was born in Omaha, Nebraska in 2003, a burst of color in the middle of the American Midwest. Her mother, Jessalyn, was a dance coach with a relentless passion for performance. Her father, Tom, a chiropractor with a quiet discipline. Together they built a home where rhythm was as natural as breathing. From the moment JoJo could walk, she was already spinning in circles, singing to herself in front of the living room mirror. By the age of 2, she was in her first dance class. And by 8, she was already competing, standing out not for perfection, but for her fearless energy. Yet, beneath the glitter and trophies, there was pressure. Her mother's drive to see her daughters succeed often clashed with JoJo's longing for childhood freedom. The line between passion and expectation blurred early. Still, every rehearsal, every tear, every pirouette built the foundation of something greater. A performer who would one day refuse to dim her light for anyone. Omaha was just the beginning. The world stage was waiting, and JoJo Siwa was ready to take her first step into the storm of fame. The small-town girl with the oversized bow was about to step into the chaos of television. In 2013, JoJo joined Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition, a fierce reality show where ambition was the air everyone breathed. Among older and more seasoned dancers, she was the neon spark, confident, outspoken, and impossible to ignore. Even when she didn't win, she won something far greater: attention. That spotlight led her straight into Dance Moms, where millions watched her clash with Abby Lee Miller, the show's infamous dance instructor. To fans, she was fearless. To critics, she was too much. But JoJo didn't care. She was there to be seen, not to fit in. Her personality, her colors, her unstoppable drive, it all became her brand. And soon, Nickelodeon came calling. In 2017, she released Boomerang, a glittery anthem against bullying that exploded across YouTube, earning hundreds of millions of views. Overnight, JoJo Siwa became a voice for every kid who ever felt too different, too loud, or too bright for the world around them. The girl with the bow had officially become a movement. But the higher she climbed, the harder the world would try to pull her down. By the time she was 16, JoJo Siwa had become more than a performer. She was an empire, Nickelodeon tours, sold-out arenas, her own dolls, bows, shoes, and even bedroom decor. JoJo's face was everywhere. She wasn't just singing songs, she was shaping childhoods. For millions of kids, she wasn't a celebrity. She was a friend, a symbol of confidence wrapped in glitter and rainbows. In 2019, her DREAM. The tour filled stadiums across North America and Europe. Fans arrived wearing giant bows, chanting her lyrics, waving glow sticks in oceans of pink and gold. She was the definition of a global phenomenon, a brand, a message, and a movement. But behind the smiles and sequins, fame was starting to show its weight. Every outfit, every dance move, every word she said was under the microscope of millions. Growing up in the public eye meant she couldn't make mistakes, at least not without the world knowing. The cameras never turned off. The lights never dimmed. JoJo had conquered the dream she'd once danced for, but she was beginning to realize that being the perfect role model came with a price. And soon, That price would test everything she thought she was. For years, JoJo Siwa was seen as untouchable, a brand built on positivity and glitter. But fame, as always, has its shadows. As JoJo grew older, the world around her began to change, but her image didn't. Critics accused her of clinging to a childish persona. Others mocked her for being too loud, too fake, too commercial. The very sparkle that made her famous was now used against her. Behind the scenes, JoJo was struggling to grow up while the industry insisted she stay the same. When she fought for creative control over her own music and image, conflict erupted with Nickelodeon, the company that helped build her empire. She wanted evolution. They wanted consistency. Then, in 2021, JoJo made a decision that would redefine her forever. In a simple post, she came out as a proud member of the LGBTQ+ community, a declaration of truth that sent shockwaves through her fan base. Some called her brave. Others turned away. Sponsors hesitated. Overnight, the girl once known for bows and rainbows became a lightning rod for debate. But through every backlash, she stood firm, smiling not for perfection, but for freedom. JoJo Siwa was no longer just a performer. She had become a symbol of what it means to be unapologetically yourself in a world that thrives on labels. When the glitter settled, JoJo Siwa re-emerged, not as a teen idol, but as a young woman who finally owned her voice. The bows were gone. The hair was short. The color palette changed from neon pink to metallic silver and black, symbols of evolution, not rebellion. Her smile was still there, but it carried something new: strength. In 2021, she joined Dancing with the Stars, making history as the first contestant to compete with a same-sex partner. Her performances, bold, emotional, unapologetic, shattered barriers on primetime television. Millions watched as JoJo danced not for fame, but for truth. Beyond the stage, she started producing her own music and content, building an identity independent of Nickelodeon's shadow. She spoke openly about mental health, bullying, and self-acceptance, reaching fans who had grown up alongside her. The girl who once sparkled for others had learned to shine for herself. JoJo Siwa was no longer a symbol of glitter. She was a symbol of growth. Today, JoJo Siwa stands not just as a pop star, but as a generational voice, proof that authenticity can survive the spotlight. She turned rejection into resilience, criticism into courage, and color into identity. Her story is no longer about bows and glitter. It's about the strength it takes to stay real in a world that prefers perfection. To millions of young fans, she is more than a performer. She is a reminder that being too much is sometimes exactly what the world needs. From the little girl spinning in front of her mirror in Omaha, to a global icon who refuses to dim her light, JoJo's journey has never been about fitting in. It's been about standing out. JoJo Siwa's journey is proof that being yourself, loudly, proudly, and unapologetically, will always shine brighter than any spotlight. If her story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because every star begins with someone daring to be seen.